Hi friends and happy new year. My name is Erin and for today's video we are kicking off the new year with my January TBR. So for the month of January I have picked many books and it's probably too many for me to be able to complete, but I really just couldn't decide when I was pulling books off my shelves, so I couldn't be terribly decisive. Just bear in mind, if you're new here, I will probably not get to all of these books in the month of January, but this is kind of what I'm feeling. I'm definitely a huge mood reader, so I just kind of picked up whatever striked my fancy. We have a wide mix of books and they're in no particular order, so let's just get started. The first one is from my 12 books to read in 2022 video. I think that it's really important that I am including at least one of those in every TBR and wrap up if I am to complete that goal for myself. So the first book that we have is You've Reached Sam. I've talked about this a ton on my channel lately and I probably won't be done talking about it because I just have a feeling that I'm going to love it so much. This is by Dustin Thau and all I've heard is that it's very sad and very well written, so I am super excited about this. And I've also heard that it's better to go in blind, so I don't really have much of a synopsis for you on this one, but I'll have everything linked in the description box below so that you can go check it out for yourself if you're interested. Then, because I am feeling like some spooky vibes and my boyfriend also gave me a TBR to complete by Valentine's Day, I'll have those videos linked in the description below as well. I have Death Note Volume 3 of the Black Edition. I read Volume 2 this past month and really enjoyed it. I have been loving this series. If you didn't know, the Black Editions are a bind-up of 2 volumes. So Volume 1 is 1 and 2, Volume 2 is 3 and 4, and this one is Volumes 5 and 6. I'm really excited. If you know nothing about this series or you're kind of newer to the world of manga, I definitely recommend this one. It's about this guy who, a Shinigami, which is a Japanese death god, drops his death note where if you write someone's name in it, they will die. A human being named Light Yagami finds it and decides to make this a perfect world by getting rid of every single person that is a criminal or has done any kind of wrong. And the police are like, this is a new kind of serial killer, and like, while it's good, it's not technically good, so we need to find him. And it just takes off from there and it's a total whirlwind and I love it. So I'm excited to continue on. Then I kind of feel like maybe 2022 could be my middle grade moment, which I'm very excited about. So I put a couple of middle grade on this list. The first one being The Hat Makers by Tamsin Merchant. First of all, this is the prettiest cover that I have literally ever seen. I'm obsessed with it. This is a book set in London where magic is a completely normal thing and there are 5 different guilds. There's the hat makers, the cloak makers, the glove makers, the boot makers, and the watch makers, and we are following Cordelia Hatmaker when one day while her father is on a mission to get some ingredients for this hat that he is making for the government, his ship and that whole thing go awry and he's missing. And then the hat that he was trying to make, he was in the process of, and now her uncle and aunt are trying to take care of. It's called the Peace Hat, I'm pretty sure. That goes missing too, along with the peace boots and every other peace object from the guilds. Our main character, Cordelia, thinks that maybe something suspicious is going on and she's determined to figure out what it is. I'm very excited. This sounds so cute and like I would really enjoy it. Plus, even if I hate it, this is the prettiest cover I've ever seen, so I will never be upset that I have it on my shelves. Then, as I said, I'm kind of feeling the spooky vibes, so I picked up Ace of Spades by Farida Abigayimide. I never know how to pronounce this name and I always feel bad, so I'm sorry. Please correct me in the comments if you know. This is a dark academia mystery thriller set at a private high school between the 2 smartest characters there. They're both vying for the valedictorian spot and they both seem to be the targets of whoever is creating all of this chaos, and so they kind of have to team up even though they're rivals. I've heard nothing but amazing things and it's a young adult dark academia book, so sounds like I would love it. But also Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte, who is quite possibly my favorite booktuber at the moment. I say at the moment because it always changes, but she's for sure one of my favorites of all time. She has solidified that spot. She is hosting her Winterween, so I'm debating on participating and possibly reading for that, and I'm sure it will just jumpstart a kick of me wanting to continue with all of the thrillers and everything. So either way, I had to put this on my TBR for January. Pausing so that I don't forget this one, on my Kindle I recently downloaded Lethal Bayou Beauty by Janet DeLeon. This is the second book in the Misfortune series. It's a cozy mystery series set in sinful Louisiana, and it's incredible. I finished the first book in just a couple of days this past month and really loved it. It's a recommendation that I also got from Olivia, so it's amazing. But essentially it's kind of similar to the premise of like Miss Congeniality, where this CIA agent slash assassin has a price on her head from doing her work. They think there's a leak at work, and so very few people are aware that she is going to the small town in sinful Louisiana, playing the part of somebody else so that she can stay safe. And while she's there, murders start occurring. Each book takes place in the span of like a week or so the pacing tends to be really quick, and they're not all that scary, but they are super funny. So I love them. I've already gotten quite a couple of chuckles, if you will, from the first and second book, because I am 7% of the way through and it's already amazing. So yeah, I'll probably be continuing on with this series as well because it's just so good. Resuming back to the books that my boyfriend gave me to read before February. Dune by Frank Herbert. I have to read this whole thing by Valentine's Day, and I don't know why he thinks that's a fun trick to play on me, but I will be attempting to read Dune in its entirety by February 14th. Please wish me luck. That's literally, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm very stressed. Then a book that I just didn't like have to read up until recently, even though it is one of my most anticipated releases, so I wanted to get to it in 2021. I want to read Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. I really enjoyed the first book in this duology last year, so hoping that I can read this one. I read These Violent Delights via audiobook and reading the physical book, and I really enjoyed my reading experience that way, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. They're great, and I am just very excited for this conclusion. If you have no idea what this is about, to put it very short, sweet, and simply, this is Romeo and Juliet set in 1920s Shanghai between two rival gangs, and it is heartbreaking. Back to my middle grade moment, we have a very popular book of 2021, and that is none other than Amari and the Night Brothers by Vivi Alston. I've heard nothing but amazing, I literally have heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and I just really want to read it. I've been wanting to read it since it came out and just haven't for some reason. So I recently picked up a copy for myself, and I'm going to hopefully read it this month. I feel like having some middle grade on here will definitely break up the heavier reads that I have going on. I think that this delves into a couple more like serious topics because her brother is missing, but yeah, I'm excited overall for how fun, because middle grades are so fun, and I haven't read one in so long for literally no good reason. And lastly on this TBR, we have Love Sickness by Junji Ito. I have been trying to make my way through his stories as quickly as possible. I want to just read all of his backlist. I really enjoy his books and his art, so I think I read 2 or 3 in 2021, and I want to continue that streak, if not up it a bit, in 2022. So this is one of his more recent short story collections, and I really want to complete this, even if I'm just reading a short story here and there throughout the month and then have it completed by the end of the month. That would make me feel good. That is my very lofty January 2022 TBR. That was a lot of T's. Love the alliteration. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to read in the month of January, if you set TBRs at all. Please anticipate a book haul from me soon, as well as my goals for the year. I'm very excited to be bringing you those videos. But other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I hope you're all doing well, reading, mentally, and otherwise. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.